Good afternoon, good evening. Thank you very much for coming. It's super cool to see everybody.
Well done.
It's really inspiring to see this many Bitcoiners in one room. When we first made the announcement for Advanced Bitcoin, we did the What is Bitcoin and 15 people showed up. And it's very important. We'll talk about why. But then the Advanced was like, well, we only got space for 40. And then I talked to Captain Sid, like, I think we got to stretch it to 50. And then when we started getting after 50, I'm like, we got to shut it down. So it's inspiring and empowering to see how many people really are like active in Bitcoin or really been around Bitcoin this long. So thank you so much for coming to our place. Feel free to take photos. There's 2 bathrooms upstairs. There's the one downstairs. And there's food, and anybody in a black shirt is here to help. There's 6 of us. We started as a nonprofit foundation providing education to orphanages and children's homes in Northern Thailand, and then we slowly moved to financial education, and I'll talk more about that in the slides. Just so you know what to expect, I'm going to try to do this all in an hour. We've got so many cool things happening in Northern Thailand, so I'm gonna run through it, and there's some things I can spend more time on later, but I want everybody to be able to hang out afterwards, get to network, get to chill out. So I'm going to spend kind of go through it a little bit with some speed. And so if I get a little excited, don't mind me, we can talk about it later on. All right, cool. Here's the first real thing. If you're a Bitcoiner in Chiang Mai, we're having our Bitcoin holiday bash, our Christmas party on December 13th. So if you're here, you're a Bitcoiner, we're going to make it exclusively for Bitcoiners. The last one we had, our opening party, we had 75 Bitcoiners. People were flying up, it was pretty crazy. But we want to make sure this is like a thank you to actual Bitcoiners. So we're gonna make it exclusive with like your name on it, which is, it's another way of like trying to cut the wheat from the chaff and make it just exclusively Bitcoin only. So that's one thing we have coming up. Cool. Moving on, I got a couple videos I'll show you that are like 2 minutes and 4 minutes long about how we built this, where we came from, and then I got some like cool other slides. So our meetups is comprised of these 5 things. We have updates in progress, which is today, which are just updates in progress in Northern Thailand, what we're doing with our partners in Bangkok, with the guys in Right Shift, Bob Space, and what we're doing in the Hill Tribes, independent things, cool things like Captain Sid's got these rite of passage experience for Bitcoin tours, which is super fascinating. So we got updates in progress. I think we can only do this 12 times a year, so this needs like 2 of them, you know, like this is 1, you know. So we do security for the next one, or for one of them, you know, multi-sig, there's security needs at least 90 minutes too. Inheritance planning, Nostr and Lightning, and then stack management, strategic stack management. Should you sell? Should you borrow against when institutional lending comes? So these are like our pie chart here, and we have quarterly bit devs, which the developers either come in from out of the country and they come here and they talk about their projects. Happens once a quarter, so that's got to fit in somewhere too. We have that on November 22nd, I believe. Is that right there? It's a mining cohort. It's really technical. Now I say really technical to try to make less crowd, but it's fucking mining. But so that's coming up. We're not advertising it. This one I couldn't advertise and remind people to come to this today because we're so maxed out, and it was so sad to say no. So like I just like after we maxed out about 7 days ago, I just kind of stopped it. So that will happen again. So like when we get people, we have to like take them first come first serve. And obviously that if you're a Bitcoiner a long time here, it's not like we never say Stefan, you know, it's maxed out, like it's Stefan, you know. We started with what is Bitcoin, I briefly mentioned, and we got a pretty great response, but we were just blown away by how many people really already have experience with Bitcoin. I did find like it is cool to go to because this is a difficult class. People are all over the spectrum of Bitcoin, where you are in the process. So like a more advanced one where everyone's very familiar, it's a lot easier conversation. So this one is really difficult to do in 90 minutes. Thankfully, we had American Henry help, that just came that day and like really helped out, was very articulate in a lot of ways. Swiss Mark, So sometimes it's cool to come to them. Maybe you're not getting enough Bitcoin activity. Stefan has the longest running Bitcoin meetup in I think Southeast Asia since 2016. Every Thursday night at Sababa, there's a Bitcoin meetup. You can social thing, you can drink, hang out, and chat with those guys. So you know that's another thing over there. But yeah, like if you can't get enough Bitcoin, come on, we're gonna hang out. We're not gonna have catered food like we do for the advanced, but we'll have pizza and we'll have conversations, and it's cool. Like we had June last month who said at the end of the class, she's like, I was gonna buy 2 condos. I'm thinking about just buying one. Like fucking, let's go. That was our first, you know, and she's just coming around on Bitcoin. It's like, that's fucking inspiring. That's empowering. So even if that wasn't true, it just sounded good when I heard it. You know what I mean? All right, carry on. So Broken Money. This is super cool. We started our Thai native introduction to what is money classes just a month ago, and people came from over 4 hours away, and Phi held this class. And over here we have some notes I wanted Neo to help me share that Phi kind of recapped on that experience. And it's crazy because it got so much traction. So real quick to go over some of the notes from her class. The youngest participant was 18 years old from Lamphun. The event highlighted a lot of growing interest in young Thais' financial literacy, a promising sign for financial education, resonating with the next generation. We had a 20-year-old attendee travel 4 hours away from their city just to be here. We saw a large turnout of women, more than men. I think we had like 85% women. That's really, really great.
Damn.
You know, so we had like 2 guys there. It was super fun.
Majority Bitcoin.
And that's like, this is the way, you know, we need more women in Bitcoin. So that was really inspiring to see. Another attendee's an engineer from an electrical organization. We had someone from a bank, Joe, 3.5 hours away from Fong. He helped out, answer some questions. And then one of the attendees has a big group in Chiang Mai, and she said, can you please can we schedule a Zoom for November 4th? Could you do it in Thai for some more people? And it ended up that, and I'll show you on the next slide, but it ended up that she had just did a Zoom doing the same class with 85 Thai yesterday, last night. It was crazy. I was like, this is crazy. It's wonderful. So it's super, super inspiring to see. And thank you, Phi, for all you do. I think she might be downstairs on the... we need more Thai in Thailand. We're visitors, we're international, so you can skip to the next one. We really want to embrace, we're in their homeland, we want Thai people to take this space and run with it and make this their home. So we did the Broken Money, and Insight's really cool. That was a Zoom call that she did with 85 people last night. Super inspiring to hear like the Bitcoin in Thai. It's just really, really cool. So thanks again. All right. And then the Advanced Meetup, which we're at today. Need to say no more on that for here. This is what we're doing. This is the biggest part of this building right now. Over 50% of our activities are formal academic research. So on October 4th, we contracted with Dr. Artie, who's got over 40 publications, 40 legitimate journals, as a doctor in administrative sciences. And our research is focused on these 3 main areas: economic empowerment in underbanked villages, digital literacy for marginalized communities, and financial security for vulnerable populations in Northern Thailand. And we have a team of 6 people working on this research, and it's totally intense work. I'm going to show you the next slide. It's super crazy, but before you go there, real fast. Yeah, just go there. All right, so 2 of these are our 2 newest team members. This is Move and AB. They're out. They just came from the villages on Friday. They went out Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and interviewed 139 different people: farmers, grandmas, grandpas, uncles, aunts, people that make clothing just to get their information. Because what we first need to do is we need to we need to uncover the problem before we present the solution.
Yeah.
So it's super critical that we come at this in the right way, that all of it will be open source, not behind these paywalls where I try to get PDFs for our literature review. People charge a lot of money for us to read their stuff. I get it, a lot of hard work goes into it. All of ours are really open for anybody internationally, any company, any nation. We want our research to help advance society however best it can. So
Yes.
that's the way we're moving this forward. You can see there's one last photo of them in the field. This is just Friday. And I'm so glad that somebody captured this photo and sent it to me, because just the emotion in their face, it's inspiring and it's encouraging, and it makes me feel proud, and it really makes it easy to wake up the next day and do all this work that we're paying to do. You know? So we're not funded by anyone. She likes it. I don't know if she likes it. We're not funded by anybody, so you know when you see you get good feedback and the team's doing well, it's encouraging. All right, moving on. Next one. So this is what it looks like to do literature, formal academic literature review. If you want to click on the spreadsheet, it'll open it up a little bit, and we'll go down to one of the other tabs. Might be a little tough to get to. So these are all summaries of different PDFs. A lot of the PDFs you might get from Deloitte, all these big names, all research. We've got to read through as much as we can. We've got to read through so much. So we came up with a way. We had 160 publications in the beginning, and 6 of us had to come up with a way, or 4 of us, original. I'm just the advisor. I only have 6 college credits, so I really can't be doing this. So we have 5. She's got her master's from Texas A&M in America. She's the lead researcher, and there's 2 assistant researchers, Eve, who's watching on video downstairs, and Neo right here. So we came up with a way of rating the articles. So, and the ones that got 2s and 3s, nothing that equaled under 15 or 16, made the cut. So these are all articles we had to read. We can't read off. Dude, this is fucking weeks, months of reading. So what did we do? Watch this. So over here, this publication, this example, is 262 pages PDF. Right? So Nia's going to download this, and we're gonna show you what we use ChatGPT to do.
Nice.
Now we don't want to just browse over, but we need a little bit of assistance. So he's going to ask ChatGPT, read this PDF and give us 3 key insights. So as he attaches it, this is 262 pages. And I tell the kids, it's a great tool to use, but don't just use it. You got to learn too. So here we go. So it's taking a second upload because there's 40 of us on the Wi-Fi. Some of us are. All right. So it's just uploaded now. Okay. So now AI is reading 262 pages, and here it's read it already, and we already have the 3 key insights from the 262 pages.
Hey, look at that. I'm reading it.
This has been a game changer to help us kind of sift through and look for words. So I'm sharing this with you. Outside of Bitcoin, you could do something like this also. Like I see Dennis here, he told me a couple months ago, he's like, dude, you could do this with YouTube. Do like a video. You just have me like, and it just whips through the YouTube video in a few seconds. Transcripts. Henry here listens to content on 4X, which is a life hack. We'll talk about that later. All right, so carrying on, that's a really cool insight to some of the work. I could spend a lot of time, don't go back real quick. I can spend a lot of time on this because this is what we do, and it's such important work. Like, when you go through this work, you see like words that you're like, you hear blockchain and it's already kind of like, oh, what are you talking about? You hear cryptocurrency, but you got to hear these things. You can't just not hear them and see them, and you got to see where they're coming from. And you can even see, like, when you read a lot of this stuff, if you can you scroll over? I'm not sure if you can. Like, these are just some of my notes over here. I don't know if you can. It's okay if you can. It's fine. But like, you'll read about CBDCs, and like, you read about some things and you say, where does this information come? Like, some of it's like, this feels like someone paid for someone to write this one. And you really got to kind of get through the weeds and really figure out what's real good journalism, or what's a publication that's like not biased. So when you read the CBDCs, you know, it's a fact. I'm going to try to talk about it, but I think we should do it in a future academic study, CBDCs. And I know we're all Bitcoiners. Yeah.
There was a study by the BIS, I believe.
Yeah,
We put out a survey to ask like thousands of people what they thought, and the return was like overwhelmingly negative. And they breezed over a lot of it, and then they published their research saying that people were like open to it or something like that.
Crazy.
Yeah, so
All of this stuff is crazy, all the media stuff, it's all crazy. Here we are in American election day. It's all crazy.
wait,
Don't
what?
believe
What
it.
do you mean?
You know, like, what's going on in there? But to your point, and so when I hear CBDC, of course, as a Bitcoiner, this is terrifying. But does it solve a problem? And it does solve a problem for a lot of people in the short time.
Yeah.
As long as you, because what's going to happen is you're going to when there's challenges and things like borders, they can't think that through too well because it stops at the country's borders. But it does reach people, and there are these advantages if you catch it at the right time, before all of the restrictions come. Like, so the people in the early days of CBDCs are going to be like, this is fucking great. It's perfect, fast, easy, it's great. It's like the best shitcoin that you could possibly think of.
Yeah.
So like, and I'm just learning this in my research. Like, I fucking hate CBDCs, but I gotta learn the right way. And I'm thinking, does this actually solve a problem? So I have to ask, like, take the Bitcoiner out of me and say, like, okay, I'm a grandma, I got 3 years to live, here comes CBDCs, and I start learning about it and thinking about it. So there's just some fascinating information, and like, holy cow, you could go, like, there's so much cool stuff in here. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much time, so we'll carry on with some cool stuff we got going on here in Northern Thailand. So, this is fucking awesome. All right, so Nostr, many of you that do, for those of you that do not know, Nostr is a decentralized social media protocol that allows users to publish and interact with content without relying on a central server. It uses a network of relays to distribute content, making it resistant to censorship. Users have public and private keys for identity and security. And the system is simple and adaptable, supporting various use cases like social media posts and chats. I know, is that your shirt? Nice. Thank God, bro, you should just come up here. I gotta, the next slide is so awesome.
You're doing great.
So, but oh man, so I know we could go off on this for a long time, but bear with me because it is so inspiring and so powerful that you're gonna see what we're about to do up here. All right, so moving on. Get a little space here. I want Ray to be able to see over there. All right, so here's Primal. I use Primal. I know maybe these advanced guys don't want to use Primal, but it's simple. All right, this is, yes, 22 hours ago, right? 22 hours ago, I just did a 19-second video of buying coffee in Chiang Mai. I got 5,235 sats, which is 120 baht, which is $3.50.
Which is more than a cup.
Do I need to say anything? Like,
Buy a few meals here.
like. Okay, so let's just go through this again.
That's a good
So
return.
we know that 1,000 sats is 70 cents. 75. We know it's $3.50, $3.75. 120 baht for those who've been in Thailand too long. Dude, I posted it 20 times. This is my tag. Using Primal in Chiang Mai to buy. I didn't even say the word coffee. Like,
The emojis.
when in your lives have you used Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, anything, and got paid instantly,
Yeah.
and got monetized
Well,
instantly?
you got zapped $1 there.
Somebody zapped me $1.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on around this. I got so inspired by this. I said, wait a minute.
Making money everywhere.
How is this fucking possible?
And you can take your audience to any client.
So this is crazy too. If I want to go to a different social media, then I just take my sign in, my private key, and then all my content, all my followers, all people I'm following, all go with me. So it can be unstoppable. Like when you start thinking about what we do as a foundation to help disadvantaged communities in the hill tribes, and know that me, 45-year-old dude, doesn't know much about fucking Nostr, just was able to do this. If I could get a kid in the Hill Tribes to learn about this tech, and they could just share their life, and they could tag the word Omboy where they live, and I could share it with all you cool people, what is that going to do to this Hill Tribe community? So I had an idea. Why not find the 4 smartest people in Thailand that are really young, that are Nostr power users? Carry on. Wait, we're going to do it. We're going to show you how it works first, right? So here's a cool look. Bitcoiners love meat. Here, do this. I'll show you how it works. You click on Zap. We're going to we'll do 1,000 sats. We're going to give, I don't even know who this guy is. We're going to give him 70 cents right now. So hit Zap. Napat, right? Boom. Okay, this is cool. So you see, look, I was pretty close. 69 cents, so we're doing pretty good. We might have a Trump win, we'll see. So 1,000 sats, hit pay now. And I didn't, so now I'm rewarding this guy. I thought his post was great. Really, I don't have the time to go through a cool post.
Go to your notifications.
And I go to my notifications. Let's see what's going on around this joint. We'll do it live. We're going live.
Do it live.
What's going on?
Scroll up a little bit.
Scroll down, yep.
I got pictures of you right here. That's me.
That's great! Look at that. I even got some zaps. I even got pay. I got zaps.
I got pictures of you right next to Vitalik. I saw him yesterday.
How do I feel about it? That's pretty cool. I
It's
guess.
a
Signal and noise.
Nice.
Very meta.
That's pretty cool. So Val Vitalik's in town, I guess?
Yes.
So that's cool. Look, and we already got some zaps. So this is fascinating. So the next slide's going to show you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Really nice. We got to connect
If you're live
on
streaming,
Nostr.
it's meta.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we're doing it. We're doing it December 13th. We're flying up these 4 guys. Well, they're girls and guys that are superpower users. We found 2 of them from the workshop at Bitcoin Thailand conference that taught the Nostr class. So I came up with a public notice for everybody in Thailand that's on Nostr. Do you want to come help us? We're connected with 40 Hill Tribe villages in what we do. We plan on teaching 500 people on December 13th what Nostr could do for the most disadvantaged communities in Thailand. Now, don't move yet. The craziest thing about this is that children at these orphanages, children's home, or really marginalized communities in the Hill Tribes, for the very first time, they'll be interacting with ThaiBot. No. Dollars? No. Bitcoin? Yes.
Yeah, dude.
So they will totally leapfrog and skip the entire fiat currency system. By the time they come down to Chiang Mai, when they're ready for high school or college, they'll be like, what? They're like, what kind of garbage is this? It doesn't appreciate in value? Or how do I even use this? So and I get excited because, wow, this is such a powerful opportunity we have to do this, that I'm like, of course I'm going to fly up 4 people that are smarter than me. They're going to do it all in Thai, and we're going to take vans out. They're going to be here on December 13th for the Christmas party. High five them if you're here and you see them. And we're going to take vans. There's some camera dude coming out. It's going to be such a wonderful experience. And even if a few of them grasp it, it's the effort that matters. It's these little things. Sometimes I'm like, well, are we really moving the needle? By doing these little things? Yeah. This is moving the needle. This is.
Yeah.
These little lightning things by getting coffee, it is. And I think even if we get a couple kids and I can follow that hashtag and we encourage them to keep using it and keep trying and know it's a little blocky, know it's a little early, then wow. I just can't think of anything more inspiring than getting the Hill Tribe kids on Bitcoin.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Carry on. So underneath this umbrella of the Karen for Christ Hill Tribe we support, there's 40 villages, 4,000 people, and one of them was displaced, a village was displaced by the government. They built a dam, and it's called Doi Tao. It's only 2 hours away, but then you gotta take a boat. It's kind of crazy. Your truck goes on a little barge. It's crazy. But so they got displaced, and then they lost their animals and their land and they got disconnected from mainland. So the government gave them solar power, a lot of solar power, way more solar power than when Captain Sid and I went up to the orphanage with the 5 kilowatt system we built. These guys got 100 kilowatts of solar power. So we are gonna do what we know what we should do. Those extra miners, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show the photos now, but there's some like drawbacks and challenges. It's not all.
This is the solar system. That's a generator. That's propane evaporating. That is wow.
So what you're seeing here is in Thailand we have these rainy seasons. So you can't do solar when it rains. So the government also gave them a gas generator and a steam generator. So they use coal, so it powers this whole place up. You know, well, at least they got something. But now we're going to determine how much extra energy they're not using and help monetize and pay them for the energy that we'll buy from them. When Captain Sid and I did this last time, now it's not about the modest amount of sats that we generate. You're not going to get rich mining on solar, dude. And it's a lot of work, and we have to even ask ourselves, are we being thoughtful? Are we being sensitive? Are we being considerate? The noise, the effort, you know, you have to have like any desk, you have to have like remote in, and you have to be thoughtful about their battery and this is their lifeline. Like you have to be sure their inverters, their batteries. If your timer doesn't work, you're gonna take all their juice. It's not gonna turn off at 3:15 p.m. And now you're gonna run through all of their energy. That's one issue. Or since it's a major system, it needs to be maintained, and sometimes they need up things to fix it. Well, if we're doing this all the time, we're going to be like even if it's not our fault, it's the loud machine that's extremely loud in the middle of this peaceful jungle that's causing the problem. So we want to be thoughtful and considerate. We've done this on a very small scale before. We've learned, but this time we want to be extra considerate. So I'm not as excited, but I'll show you more about it. I'm excited, but I'm, so here's like, you can see these, if you've ever seen a solar system, you really need two of these. One of these are batteries. This could tell you pretty much by looking at it how much juice you have. Even if these are 400 kilowatts, they've got two of them. When you drive down here, you got to park your truck on this thing, give a guy $30, and he takes you across the thing. It doesn't matter how many people you got. So you got more than 20 people. Come on down. Here's the barge. This is Phi and I that did it last year. Luckily, he's the the governor of this area, and he's been in here like blessing this place. He's a blessing. He's like our really close friend. We're bringing down 75 kids from the orphanage on November 29th. He's the leader that lets us like do all these amazing things with these kids, and it's fucking wonderful. So carry it. Anyways, Bitcoin, solar mining. So that's cool. The sun goes down, right? But we're here in Northern Thailand. We got mountains, we got rivers, we got a little bit. Why not have a little bit of fun with hydro? So Swiss Mark, who's not here today, he'll be back tomorrow. But he wants to explore a small scale hydro project, and I'm like, really? Like, do you really want to do it? Because I kind of like to do something fun, like that. But I said our approach has to be this. I'm not going to spend money on this. I'm not going to waste money. But can we do something at like the lowest cost? So what did I do? So I said it's got to be fun. Got to do the lowest cost, and want to strip away all necessary infrastructure. But what did I do? Went to my little friend ChatGPT. All right. So I go to the next one, and here's. So I asked it, hey, I want to do this for the cheapest possible way. So we started up here. I'll run through it pretty quick. The hydroelectric system for an S9, what would it cost? Basically, it comes down, you need a turbine, an inverter, and a battery, but you don't need the battery because the fucking inverter
Optional.
runs. Optional, maybe.
This is direct feed out from ChatGPT?
Yes.
Dude.
So watch, and I went even further with it. So then I basically told it, we're in Thailand, we don't need all these things. So, and we get all used things, So if we scroll down to the next red part, I asked, what about an S19J Pro? It needs 3 kilowatts. It's twice as much as the S9. So same thing. You need a turbine, generator, You get them used, you need an inverter, someone's gonna give them to us, and we're not gonna do the battery because remember it's optional. So site preparation, just, it is what it is. Like the cost for labor here per day is like $15 US. That's what it is. It is what it is. So that's what we're gonna pay for the preparation. I'm sure we can get enough sats if we decided to do it on Nostr or something. Installation, that same guy is gonna do, right? Permits, or okay, so scroll down here. And I told ChatGPT, listen, dude, I'm busy. I can't be doing this. I'm ready, I can't be, there's other things to spend money on than buy Bitcoin. The goal is to do it the cheapest way, buddy. So we did the same thing. We got it down to 1,000, we got it down to 150, and if you scroll down to the bottom towards the total, you can see that absolute minimum. And again, he's very like ethical.
Bypass permitting, I love that. ChatGPT's like, just ignore the government.
And then it's actually being thoughtful. It's like, it's not going full like degen out there. It's kind of like, still saying you've got to do some things. But so anyway, we're down here and we're thinking that this could be really cool. But also like just for that little village to like sell Packer Pow or noodles or to have like the rite of passage guys have a cool little stop along their trip that's doing a hydro thing, and then it helps out the village or it helps out like these little communities get a little foot traffic. Does more than sats for them, and then if it's doing stats, that's cool, but it's really not, it's a whole lot more work than the stats are worth. But it's a cool interaction. They ask what it is. Again, we've got this loud noise. We've got to work these things out. But we're in Northern Thailand. There's so many interested people that want to do something cool. We've got running water. And there's a fucking river that just ran through this building last week. Like we got water like crazy.
Oh, it floods here? Turns out.
I didn't think so, but anyway, it was almost a month ago. All right, carry on. So that's our fun little thought about that. What do we got next? Okay, so yeah, these projects are really super exciting. I'm totally down with driving them forward, helping pay for them, donating how I can, sharing it online. But to make a lot of these things work, it just can't be done alone. You need someone else like Swiss Mark that wants to do like hydro, and then like, all right, let's just go motorbike out to this jungle and try to fucking connect shit. But you need someone that's passionate and eager to do these things. And like when you see someone in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, like October's now accepting Bitcoin, it's a little cafe. You gotta go there. You gotta keep them motivated. Because when you stop doing it, and people like Stefan will tell you, it dies out. The staff changes. They don't know the system. That it becomes a hindrance. So if they're excited, I try to go there once a week. Buy the coffee. Try to keep it going. But it can't be done alone. So there's plenty of people that come through here that want to do something. I can help connect it all together. But I really got to focus on the research. I got to focus on all these things. So that's just that. Carry on. Yep. So we got this cool little box downstairs that you put in coins, and I'm about to show a cool 2-minute video that how it works. It's pretty neat. You should check it out. You're cheating with Satoshi. This is me figuring it out. All right. Cool. Let me show the video real quick on this screen here. All right, cool. So I'm literally learning. Just walk through the office. So created an invoice for like 5,000 sats, so I can fill the machine. Right?
Yeah, then just create.
This is crazy. I can just do it right here. That's it. Okay. Good. So 5,000 sats. We've got 150
Here,
right there.
see, right here.
That's fast. Okay, cool. Now, show me how. So now the machine has Bitcoin, and now we can exchange as many coins that equal that amount in block. That's right. Super cool. And then do we understand how the fees work? How much they take? You know that yet? How that works? Like it's not exactly the same amount of Satoshi, right?
No.
So that should be interesting to find out too. But this is super cool. Where should we put it?
Right here.
Right here. Should I put it on a wall?
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah, so
All right.
click start to stack, then wait a second.
Okay, 1 second. Đó.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay,
Now,
come back
put
on.
in the.
Oh, yeah, my phone back. Okay.
Here.
This is pretty cool.
Top.
Where is it going? Okay, it goes in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you see 5 baht equals to 218 sats.
Oh my
Then we're
God.
gonna click confirm and get QR code.
Confirm the QR code.
Wait a
Wait a
second.
second.
All right, so I just put in 5 baht, 218 sats.
There we go.
Okay.
Scan it.
And then I scan it with my, let's see. Okay, hold on. Receive.
Yep, and then the QR.
All right. Wow. 1 second. Receive.
Done.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, then back to the screen.
Back to the screen.
You see it like
Refresh it.
refresh it. We will see.
Oh,
Nice. So even no matter what their fee is, it's great because this is just it's a really cool device. So even if it's like whatever fee it is, that's super cool.
Yes.
You know, so great job, these guys. Who are these guys?
Lattes, you remember the
Lattes.
one in front of our booth?
Yeah.
The guy that you can feed.
Yeah,
But
He's
there's
the
another
owner
like
of this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. I'm happy for this guy. This guy should win. So more of this. Cool.
That's cool, man.
It's crazy. It's downstairs. It's right.
Amazing, dude.
It's crazy. Oh, dude. All right. This is, I pray for this. Pray for this. So here we are. This is the building that we're in, right? This is this guy's backyard right here. And in Thailand, you could rent, long-term rent. Like, explain more, you could rent things. Like, it's great, it's really awesome. And then if like they go to sell the property, they gotta pay you how much years you have left of that rent. It kind of works out kind of cool. So, we're running out of space, and I really need more space. So, I am really keen on talking to this guy and seeing if we can start making 2 doors in the kitchen to go straight out here, which is right here, right? And then if he says yes, I'll do the best I can to make outside, like a garden, like a outside working area garden, more of like a workshop, kind of classroom area, and outside, more people, more barbecue area, better, right? But if I get that blessing or that thumbs up, these guys, they don't even have a where for a car to go. And this is like 6-7 times bigger than our space. So I would make this into a full, I'm gonna do everything I can do to get these 2 properties to rent them for like 10 years and build just a massive space for education and specifically English. I believe together with Bitcoiners, we could help create, and a little bit of the AI help, teach the greatest English classes for free in Thailand to only passionate, qualified students. And do it here. Because there's only so many Bitcoiners. Gotta make them.
Yeah.
Why not educate them? We're an education foundation. We should do more than just Bitcoin. And we can have hundreds of kids come through here. And hundreds of young adults. And my vision is that each class that we teach, there's the first 20 I don't want to even leave here. I love seeing that. I fucking dream about it. So each class we teach is the first 15, 20 minutes, the teacher will be talking to the children in their language of a life lesson, an experience, something that they want to tell children. We're going to capture it all on media. They're going to get to go on social media and show all their family and friends how great they are for doing community service, do whatever they want to do. But it's inspiring that the kids have this first 20 minutes of their class of someone teaching some cool lesson, right? And it's going to change all the time. And if not, one of us will fill in. And I could get a list forever of people that will do that. And really, but like qualify these people. I can fill 150 bodies here. Are you kidding me? It's fucking Thailand. But I want qualified, I want really passionate, skilled kids that want to learn because they're going to give me the best results. We're going to have the best, we're in like this education area where like Prince Royal is, there's massive high school area, and after school they need a place to go anyway. So, and this building was going to be a school, before it became the Bitcoin Learning Center, and now Bitcoin Learning Center and Research Center, crazy, which this will then definitely make sure we're the largest Bitcoin research center and education center in all of Southeast Asia. Just having this property.
Wow.
Because it'll allow me to just go totally fucking crazy.
Are they trying to rent it?
We don't know yet, so slow down.
Slow
we're-
down,
yeah,
dude. Tell me.
No, I'm excited. I'm like, I can't push it. I can't push it. It's got to be like this natural thing. I got to get the first no, the second, and then I got to kick on. But yeah, so I'm super excited about that. I'm so excited. I don't even know what the next slide is. All right, next. I just told you that. All right. So yeah, so that's what I believe. Oh, cool. So this is a Bitcoin story. I'm doing good on time. I'm only 50 minutes in. I can do it all in the next 15 minutes. So this is a Bitcoin story. Fi and I decided to, we would go exercise in the mornings, and we walk around the wealthiest neighborhood in all of Thailand, which is Green Valley Summit. So she lives just outside of there. We would go exercise, we'd see all these nice houses, and one day we see this house which is right across from the president's house. Like literally the president. Like the former president lives there, the current president lives there. So I'm like, why doesn't this guy just like, let's call and find out what this broken down house, it's not broken down too much, but how much they want for it, just curious. Why doesn't the president just buy it for storage? You know, sometimes there's black cars in there. So, hold on, before I go further. So, okay, next slide. So, at the time, this house was $250,000, and the family's like, wait a minute, don't you think about renting or even renovating someone else's property? That would be crazy. Why would you renovate someone else's property? I figured something out. Yeah. So this was 12 Bitcoin when we looked at it on that day of that photo. It was 12 Bitcoin. 1 year later, on February 7th, there was 6 Bitcoin. So already, I'm really happy. So I should probably tell you that. Oh, the next slide. All right. So today, or I did this slide on October 30th, when Bitcoin was 72,000. So it's about 3.5 Bitcoin. Next slide. So the house is 250,000, 8.5 million baht, 12 Bitcoin, or a 10-year lease for 144,000 baht annually, with a 5% increase each year, which comes out for many of you in the room, international, $4,250 a month. A year. Thank you.
Oh my God.
$350, $4 per month. You should come to the house. You wouldn't believe it if you went there. Renovation costs $24,000. So I just, in my brain, I'm like, all right, I'm in America. I pay 1 year rent anywhere in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
I'm paying more than $2,000 a month.
Easily.
Very interesting.
So here's what's crazy. So I didn't have to pay 12 Bitcoin. I didn't have to pay 6 Bitcoin. I didn't have to pay 3.5 Bitcoin. But I got to live in the nicest community. I could throw a basketball at the president's house, and literally basketball, and I'm paying $354, and I put $24,000 into it just to make my life better. Just make it like this, you know, like this. Like the first floor of this is $35,000. The second floor of this is $35,000. Like, dude, you do this in America, you're like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Easily.
So, you know, I don't know what you call it, Bitcoin arbitrage. Like, I was with Willie Woo yesterday talking about this. He was at a cafe. He's like, of course, dude. He's like, why don't you ever buy anything right now? He's super amped. I'll talk about it in a second. All right, next one. So there's another slide, famous slides we've seen. We all know this one with the houses. We go to the next slide. So, comes to Bitcoin is your business, right? So I saw a Strike message about this, and I read the numbers from the same time and got something different. It said major fan. I use Strike. I said big Strike here, but this is says otherwise by a large difference. And then Jack sent me a message saying, "Hey, saw your tweet. DM me. This data supports the visual. Happy to discuss further." And he shared the data. Just to reconfirm, like many of us know, being in Bitcoin a long time, that the compound annual growth rate is very, very close to 50%, depending on when you're going to choose your dates. Or over 10 years, 68%. So I go into it to say Bitcoin is your business. If you go to the next slide. So think of Bitcoin growth like growth rate like building a business. If you hold any amount, if you hold an amount equal to your highest annual salary, Bitcoin grows 50% annually as it has historically. So let me just like talk normally. Half the people in this room have the value of their Bitcoin is more than, at least half, I'm looking around, is more than their greatest year annual salary.
Yeah.
Whatever their very best year, 100,000, 250,000, they're already there in their Bitcoin value, right? So now, at a 50% annual compound growth, every 2 years, they're making their best year salary, right? But that didn't happen. Go to the next slide. That didn't happen. Because the last 2 years, when I took this picture on Halloween or whatever, it was up 241%. So half the people in this room, they didn't do half of their very, very best year. Bitcoin becomes your business. So now you're up 241%. Now I know you got in early, different, doesn't always work out that way, but in just the last 2 years, we have hit, this is the results. So yes, it'll average out, but you really think about like Bitcoin being your business because it really is, I can take care of it. It's okay. It's okay. No, we're good. I got it. Thank you. So yeah, that's just a fascinating point that I think everyone should think about, Bitcoin being your business. I was with Willie yesterday and I'm like, dude, 50% of the world, global statistics on small business failure rate vary, right? There's 358 million small businesses in the world. In the first 5 years, 50% of small businesses fail, right? How many people, I said, Willie, how many people do you think thought their business was going to fail in 5 years? Zero. 0 people went into business for their business to fail. The motorcycle guy's going to move their stuff?
Yeah.
But we'll give them, they'll see it on the end of it in the live stream. All right, and I only got 10 minutes left. Carry on. So yeah, that's just a crazy estimate. Another reason to think of Bitcoin as your business. Move on to the next one. Or should we wait for the motorcycle guys? All right. So this one here is a pretty interesting way to look at it too. The average in developed countries, the average revenue of a small business, 44,000 to 46,000. The figure increases with the number of employees. But when you really look at it, they're only making 9% of the revenue, right? They're only making $5,000 of this. Or maybe if the guy's doing really good and he's worked really hard and he's got 19 employees, he's got $378,000 annual revenue. He's only making $37,000 a year, less 8.5%, making $35,000. So when you start looking at this, you say, buy Bitcoin. Obviously, everybody doesn't know this, but like you're taking these massive risks. You're not going to make any money as an employee. You're not going to make any money as a small business. You're going to go out of business if you don't think you are, or you could learn. You could spend time learning and educating yourself. And I really think that's really a pathway to understanding Bitcoin is your business. So that's why you got to do good things for Bitcoin, in my opinion. Carry on. Next one. Okay, so we're really close to the end of the slide, so these guys didn't miss anything. So I believe that, and I said to Will yesterday, I said, hey man, I think that Bitcoin, I think that the nonprofit can fund itself indefinitely on 5 Bitcoin at 100,000. If our bare minimum operation costs are $50,000 a year, and Bitcoin's got an AAR of 50% or a CAGR of 50%, and I've only got to sell 10% minus the capital gains, then it can pay for itself indefinitely, right, owners? But us being a fellow Americans, we have to worry about, because I know like we get 48% tax, no tax on that first part, but I also got to live and have other things, expenses too. But I don't have the capital gain. I don't have an ability for institutional lending, so I would have to sell Bitcoin, get a capital gains expense. But when institutional lending comes, 5, 6, 7%, and it's a big name, I'll probably consider going that way. Or I'll test both ways. But the moral of the story, and when I said to Will yesterday, he's like, you're only gonna need to make it 10 years. Like, he was like, super pumped too. He was like, he was really, really fired up about it. So he's like, you're only gonna make it 10 years. So, I believe the AI strategy, so AI will, hey, here's our goal, here's our weekly agenda, AI, this is what we're doing like custom GPTs. So we pay $20 a month, and we now have many users, so it's more like customized and advanced, specific to what we're doing. GPT, AI will run the operations of the company. Bitcoin will fund the company. And we will just follow what he says. And then a few of us on the board, or wherever the board is, just give a thumbs up on the direction of the nonprofit. We think this is good, help this village, help that village, do this, do that. So I believe that you can fund the nonprofit with 5 Bitcoin, and that's at 100,000. I'm gonna try it, so I'll let you know how it works out. All right, next.
That's a great idea.
Okay, empathy. So I have this slide because we're all at different spectrums in the process, in Bitcoin. And before we go there, don't go there yet. During Bitcoin 101, a young British guy said to me, well, if you're really so confident Bitcoin's gonna go to $1 million, why would you build this building? So, think about it. We're all in different parts. So, I guess he's got a fair question when you're empathetic and understanding of other people's. So, go to the next slide. Understanding of their situation. And this is that quote: if you really believe Bitcoin will go to $1 million, why spend? He said, why spend $100,000 on the building? And so you have to be understanding and empathetic of wherever it is. I believe that this is worth spending Bitcoin. I won't do many other things, but I think building a community and helping drive Bitcoin forward is worth it to me. I believe that do I know that I could have bought more Bitcoin and made more money? Go ahead.
Yeah, you can actually sort of give a general answer to this, right? Like you say, specifically for me, it's worth it to do this, right? So you were really focusing on like your part of the journey here, but you can also just make a more general economic argument that no matter how many gains you're getting on your investments, at some point money is meant to be spent.
Correct.
Right? So people who are selling Bitcoin at $30,000 are either they have to sell it, right? Or they are just realizing really good gains because maybe they paid $5 for it, right?
Totally.
So I have some friends and they cannot, it doesn't matter when they sell their Bitcoin because they can never run out of it, like wall camp, like if they wanted to, but the lifestyle they have, like for example, the one guy is just, he's boxing on Coconut, right?
Right.
And he has 2 restaurant bills and an apartment bill and a few women. So it's like, it doesn't matter what he does, right?
Yeah.
So that is the answer in general, that even if you are retired at 65 or already retired at 25, at some point money is meant to be spent. And you are now at this point
Totally right.
where this building is what you spend your money on.
Correct. And even if to Stefan's point, yes, this will cost me 10 times more in the future. We look back on it.
You're making an impact.
But this is what it wanted to do, to Stefan's exact point. So, but to that young man, his brain just couldn't connect to that point. Because he's still just on that part of the journey, like, whoa. And I'll do that, and I get it. But yeah, totally, Stefan is absolutely right. So I think the last 2 slides, I just hit 1 hour and 4 minutes. So a lot of people say, what is the business model? This is the business model. Wow. This is it. What you're seeing right here, what we're doing today, this is the business model. Is there funding from Tether and from Plan B and from HR? No. Is it interesting, entertaining? If we produce enough work for education and help enough people and it can give them value, sure. But this is the business plan. Just doing Bitcoin related things here, building a community, helping the Thai native people learn Bitcoin, having a space for people to learn about Bitcoin, being Bitcoin focused, hiring the best talent I can from the schools to help on these Bitcoin projects, helping these disadvantaged villages on things like Nostr and talking about Bitcoin until my face falls off. That's the business plan. That's it. Follow up? Last one? That's it? Thank you. Before we go to discussion question, I just want to go to one more quick thing that I mentioned earlier. Stefan here, who just graciously helped answer a very good question. Every Thursday, he has the longest running Bitcoin meetup in Southeast Asia since 2016. Every week, it's a social event where you can go drink beers and hang out. And I just commend him. He's got a lot of patience, and it's an informal get together, like he says. So he helps. He's helped onboard a lot of people to Bitcoin. It's a staple to the community, even if it brings in other than Bitcoin. He said recently it's up to 50% Bitcoin only people, which is really, really inspiring. But you know, one of the reasons when I decided to move to Bitcoin was Stefan. I didn't know the guy. He's sitting right there now. I didn't know him, but I heard he's got this long running meetup, and I was like, this is like, I need to be in a physical, I need to be in a community. So thank you very much. And then if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. We hit an hour and 6 minutes. Got a few minutes and before we network and chat, go downstairs from here. Go ahead.
The PDFs from your research, are they available for everyone to go through or not?
Sure, so we'll have Neo, can we do that tomorrow? Yeah. We'll put it on our website tomorrow. We'll put the slides on the website tomorrow. So you can have all these slides too, and you'll have access to all of our research tomorrow. we might need to like, it's pretty big. So there might be like a Google Drive thing.
Yeah, those hundreds of PDFs is what I want access to.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Of course, yeah. We have it brief. We threw all of them into ChatGPT at the beginning and asked it to find the gaps, themes, and insights. So on the left-hand side of the Excel spreadsheet, you can see if you're interested in that PDF. So it gives you like a preview of it, only 2 pages. So we kind of cut that weed out. So that's kind of a cool little hack.
Yeah, but there's some new tools that I'm playing with. Like, have you tried Google Notebook?
I have not.
Because you can feed all types of documents to one notebook and create like full knowledge bases with it.
I'm interested.
So it is Google.
Yeah, the notebook. I think LLM or something.
Notebook LM, you mean?
I'm interested.
Well, we are all researchers here, so.
Yeah, we are.
Definitely helpful information.
Yeah. Anybody else?
What are your thoughts on other cryptocurrencies?
Henry?
How's it going? Well, you know, that's a very interesting question, isn't it? This is a Bitcoin learning center. No, it's a fundamental question people often wonder about, and the question comes down to why. People say Bitcoin, not crypto. What is the difference? Like, what are altcoins, right? To me, it seems rather simple. It's the question, what is a blockchain, and why would you use it? And a blockchain is just a record, right? It's just a digital ledger. We all know this, but it's a duplicated record of every transaction that's ever happened on every node that participates in the network. That's highly redundant, right? It's a duplication of so much information. It's highly inefficient. So much inefficient that you would never choose to use a blockchain unless the primary variable you were interested in was the security created by the redundancy of a decentralized network, right? So like blockchains are just databases, and databases already exist. Decentralization is the entire point. And Bitcoin is the only one that's on that spectrum furthest along in actually being decentralized. All these other ones are run on cloud computing services, primarily AWS, right? Amazon. Amazon is a singular point of potential failure for all of these altcoins because they're run on a centralized server. The foundation is not sound. So, anyway, I'm sure any of you could have said that.
No, I'm so glad you're here. I love when you articulate answers. Thank you. Any other questions? All right, cool. Let's hang out. I'll be here till 9:30, so we'll hang out. There's more food downstairs. And make yourself at home, ask questions, network, smoke smoke cigs outside, do whatever you want.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, man.